Hi, everybody. I'm Bryan Mudd, a fan of South Plains politics. Here's your talking points for this week. How would you spend $250 billion? Now, both the Texas Senate and House have a budget plan. We'll tell you what's in and what's out for now. And still more ideas for what to leave in and take out of the Lubbock City Charter, including what can and should end up in special elections like the one we have now.
From the studios of KAMC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Also this week, a busy spring. Early voting is underway for the May 1st city and special item election, and while the state legislature ponders changes to ways people can vote without going into a polling location, Lubbock County election workers have prepared for a big voter turnout for a usually dull election. Important school bond decisions and, of course, whether or not to try and ban abortions in Lubbock have drawn the most interest for an election like this since we have decided to expand alcohol sales here. But there's only a couple more days left of early voting, as our Grace Morris found out.
Just a little after lunch here, we've already seen over 1,400 people come out and have their voices heard. They've already voted.
Early voting for this May's election began Monday, marking the first day voters can vote for the Lubbock-Cooper bond or to make Lubbock a sanctuary city for the unborn. Lubbock County elections already expecting a higher turnout rate than normal.
Because of the things that are on the ballot, the phone calls that we've had, the people that we've had come in and ask questions, there will be more interest in an odd-numbered May election.
The sanctuary city proposition, which City Council voted against in November, would make abortion illegal within the city limits of Lubbock. And for those in the Lubbock-Cooper district, they will also vote on a new education bond, which would provide funds for several new academic buildings, as well as extracurricular activities and facilities. And with these being the issues on the ballot, Administrator for Lubbock County Elections, Dorothy Kennedy, says it makes this election all the more important.
So anytime you see those things on an election or going on, it's important to get involved at the local level because those decisions are made by a handful of people that affect a very large percentage.
Kennedy says they've already sent out 6,000 mail-in ballots, and in-person polling places are asked to continue following COVID protocols.
The election workers will be wearing their masks, but the voters don't have to wear theirs, but there are masks there for them and cleaning between.
There are only 9 days of early voting, so Kennedy encourages voters to act fast.
Local elections are very important here to us, so everyone has a vote, needs to get out and come vote.
Grace Morris, KAMC News.
All right, Grace, thank you so much. And we have spoken to city leaders and others about why they think a yes vote on a sanctuary city for the unborn ordinance that we've been talking about is not a good idea. Now we're glad to have Jim Boxa in with West Texas for Life, who's a supporter of the ordinance and other pro-life matters. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We've seen you, I know, as a prominent part of some of the rallies that we had against the reopening Planned Parenthood here and hearings against the ordinance as well. Talk about how you became active with West Texas for Life and actively getting this ordinance to a vote.
Yeah, you know, I became active in abortion as a young child because my mom was a single mom and was told by her boyfriend to have an abortion or he'd leave. And she didn't have that abortion, and 39 years later, here I am as a result. And from that point on, my mom took me on the sidewalk and outside of abortion clinics with a little sign in my stroller to try to save babies' lives. And so that started the pro-life desire in me at a young age. And so fast forward, 2013, the abortion clinic here in Lubbock shuts down. And we were rejoicing, praising God for that. And a group of us got together and said, we need to make sure that women who live in Lubbock aren't going to go to Dallas and kill their babies without hearing the truth first. So we need to form a little organization and try to get the truth out, and that's how West Texas for Life was formed.
And so now with all of this, you know, now it's a more direct goal for the group, I guess, to get this not only on the ballot but passed through, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, when we heard Planned Parenthood was coming into town, that redoubled our efforts. We had talked about making Lubbock a sanctuary city for the unborn prior to that, but we knew our city council is not pro-life. So as a result of that, we didn't really make a big push because we knew it didn't have the votes. However, when Planned Parenthood announced, now we said, well, we have to do something. And that's where the petition drive, where we collected 7,000 signatures, came into play, and we forced this May 1st ballot initiative.
So it didn't surprise you initially at all that the Lubbock City Council voted no on this to bring this, which started the process of the petition and the vote now, right?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I've known Dan Pope and Steve Massengale for years, and I knew they weren't pro-life. I knew they're not conservative, so we totally expected them to vote no.
Well, just knowing the demographics of the city, we've kind of all thought from the beginning that the chances of this passing now are good.
Yeah.
Have you thought about then what comes next in the process for West Texas for Life? Or is there a next step, the process with this ordinance for you guys?
You know, ultimately we want to see abortion abolished throughout all of Texas. And then that was our focus for years, is focus on the state legislature. Let's work on them to really file some really good bills that would abolish all abortion and not just regulate what abortion is. Because we don't regulate murder. We have laws against murder. And so that's our goal long term. I think in the short term, we'll be working with some other cities nearby. Abilene, Odessa, Midland, Amarillo have all reached out to us, and they want to do this exact same thing we're doing and pass the sanctuary city for the unborn ordinance in their cities. They don't want to be the hub city for abortion either.
Interesting. So what makes this, I guess, so interesting in a lot of ways is that the response lawsuits from the ACLU or pro-choice outlets isn't just expected, it's practically encouraged here, right? Because Lubbock is probably going to end up being the test case nationally because the Planned Parenthood is open here, right?
Yeah, I do think that we'll have a lawsuit and we'll be the test case. You know, there were 7 lawsuits already in East Texas over the first 7 cities to pass this ordinance. And those cities made a very small change to the ordinance to change some language, clean it up a little bit, which has already been done to our ordinance. That we don't have that language that was questionable in there. And
about what?
About naming those organizations like Planned Parenthood criminal organizations.
Gotcha.
And that was really where the hang-up was. And so we're not trying to declare them as criminal organizations. I believe they're criminal organizations because they murder babies, but we're not trying to name them that in the city lawsuit, in the city ordinance, I'm sorry. But when those changes were made to those ordinances, ACLU dropped their lawsuit. They had nothing else to stand on to try to break down those cities. And we expect the same thing to happen here. They're going to lose in court. It's very clear to me.
Interesting. Local tax watchdog groups have said, look, lawsuits are expensive and they're time consuming and the money is best spent elsewhere. But there is at least potentially an attorney who would handle the situation for the city for free. Is that right?
Yeah, so Solicitor General Jonathan Mitchell, number 2 lawyer in the state of Texas at the time when he was Solicitor General, he has argued before the Supreme Court and he has won. And he has promised pro bono, meaning free, to represent the city of Lubbock in this lawsuit.
Do city leaders have to use him, though? Are they willing to use him? Is it somewhere in writing that says that a deal with the Mitchell law would handle this no matter what?
You know, they don't have to use it. They can choose to spend taxpayer money on that. If they do, that's their bad choice. And we'll be calling them out on that if they choose to go hire an inferior lawyer. If they hire an inferior lawyer to defend this instead of hiring the best lawyer available for free, that would be a horrible choice. I can't imagine them making that bad of a choice.
There's also part of the ordinance that I think is interesting, and I'm certainly not a law expert here, but it allows someone to hold Planned Parenthood or whomever, I assume, civilly liable for damages as a result of an abortion that takes place, right?
Yes, yes.
How does that work? Was that important to get in there? Do we know this going in?
I think that's probably the most important part.
Yeah.
Because 1, it's the immediately enforceable part of the ordinance. 2, Planned Parenthood and the ACLU cannot sue over that portion. They'd have to deal with each individual case by case, as they get brought up. So what happens is a family member of the murdered baby, whether it's the father, whether it's the grandmother, grandfather, aunt or uncle, can sue for the wrongful death of that baby. When they sue, Planned Parenthood will have to adjudicate that one on a case-by-case basis. And we expect to win a lot of those lawsuits. We expect Planned Parenthood to be on the ropes consistently if they were to violate the ordinance.
Jim Boxer from West Texas for Life. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in and talking about your side of all this, and we certainly appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.